Hello there and welcome to another explosive episode with me, ZombieRPGee. Today, we're doing game details on The Division. Specifically, bosses and possibly having too much health, being bullet sponges, and that ruining our lives. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to back it up a little bit. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem if you don't mind grinding a little bit. I mean, if you've played Destiny, then you experience the boss grind, where you just go in and you just pick at it, normally cheese, and just pick at it for a while before it dies. So you're used to that. And you're willing to go through it if the rewards are good enough, or if you're having a good enough time. But at the same time, that being so long is kind of a pain. Now, I'm worried, but at the same time, I'm not too upset, just because we haven't seen, the best gear, the best weapons, best abilities. Who knows when you have everything actually maxed out, if those bosses are going to be as grindy. Not only on top of that, but I feel like there might be an issue where some of the grind is actually coming from the fact that the bosses could be scaled for multiple people, like for the maximum team of 4. Instead of single players, and it's not actually scaling according to the size of your team. I feel like that might be the case. At least it's pushing it so the bosses have more health. However, they still do have quite a bit, and the fact that they don't have other things like to switch it up or make them difficult besides just having a bucket load of health. Like, they could have added a few mechanics that they cycled around just the bosses that are randomly spawning on the map, because those are the ones I find are going to have the most trouble. I don't mind so much if some of the other bosses are more bullet spongy or whatever, if they're main story mission bosses, but the ones that are randomly spawning you're going to be encountering all the time. And I'd like it if there were just a few mechanics that cycled that were specific to the bosses, that maybe if you did things in certain ways, they wouldn't be such bullet sponges. So it's like once you knew tactics about how to take them down, your team could efficiently do that quickly. That would not only lend itself, it might still be difficult, but that might not only lend itself to actually rewarding players that have played the game a lot, so your knowledge actually helps you, not just the numbers on your gun, but it would also make you kind of feel good, because you watch that team over there, they're assaulting those guys, and you're like, man, we could take those guys down in a minute, and they've been at it for 5. Overall, I'm a little bit worried. There's a chance that this isn't a problem in the other missions, that it's just early on and they didn't want to put any of the mechanics in. Again, this is wishful thinking, but there's a chance that because it's not released since the beta that this isn't the problem. As long as they're actively updating the game, then they can always change it at a later time. I know it's not good to hear, but it is nice that they can do that. So if enough players complain about it and it is a problem, down that number on all the bosses' health, and the problem would basically go away. It's not that big, not as dire as I might have made it seem, but it is definitely something we have to think about. And if push comes to shove, we have to actually be vocal about it to get this changed if it turns out to be a problem. Just a red flag for me. I just wanted to let you guys know about it. Until next time, have a good one. For them to get whittled down and then you take them from behind. Hoi!